Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tomorrow. On Thursday, September 18th, 2025, the Cygnus Cargo Resupply Spacecraft finally rendezvoused with the International Space Station, but had a few problems along the way, or at least one major unexplained problem. This particular Cygnus is NG-23, the NG standing for Northrop Grumman. The Cygnus vehicle got started with Orbital Sciences, who merged with ATK to become Orbital ATK, who then were bought out by Northrop Grumman, becoming Northrop Grumman Innovation Systems. So they have a little bit of a confusing naming scheme, but their numbering scheme has been the same. This is the 23rd mission of the Cygnus spacecraft. Well, actually, it's technically the 22nd. We'll get to that later. NG-23 launched on Sunday, September 14th, and everything went fine with the launch itself on a Falcon 9 rocket. Because of ongoing problems with Northrop Grumman's Antares rocket, they will be launching at least one more time on a Falcon 9 before resuming flights on their Antares rocket once they have the new first stage from Firefly, basically the first stage of the Eclipse rocket. For the Cygnus Cargo vehicle launched on Sunday, it was supposed to have done a series of burns on Tuesday, September 16th, in order to rendezvous with the International Space Station. It essentially did 1.5 burns before its second burn was prematurely shut down. Neither NASA or Northrop Grumman knew why the engine shut down prematurely at first, and were looking at potential causes. And eventually, after getting almost no updates all of Wednesday when it was supposed to have arrived at the space station, finally we've got an update late last night, early this morning, depending on where you are, that they were able to determine that it was a software glitch. According to NASA, the Cygnus XL's trajectory placed the spacecraft at a safe distance behind the space station while engineers assessed the spacecraft and developed its alternate burn plan. Data shared by the spacecraft confirmed that Cygnus XL operated as intended during two planned maneuvers when an early warning system initiated a shutdown command and ended the main engine burn because of conservative safeguard in the software settings. In a follow-up post, whatever triggered that conservative software safeguard was cleared, and it was deemed safe to approach the space station. What's interesting is that this isn't the first time that they've had a minor problem like this and were able to overcome it and still fulfill the mission. Just last year, in August of 2024, the NG-21 Cygnus mission, they didn't do their initial burns after separation. They were able to overcome those software issues that was saying that they had low pressure in the tanks and was refusing to ignite the engine. Somehow they did some sort of software update and were able to conduct the rest of the mission safely. In fact, even on that mission, they did one of the ISS reboosts with Cygnus. But obviously there's some sort of problem going on with Cygnus and what's looking like software problems. Is it actually a big deal? It seems like they have lots of contingency plans and backup scenarios, and whatever issues they are experiencing, they've been able to overcome. You may have noticed that the last flight was NG-21, and here we are with NG-23. That's because the vehicle that was transporting NG-22 to Cape Canaveral was involved in a car accident, and it was deemed that there was enough damage that they could not proceed with a launch. It's unknown as of right now whether or not they are going to be doing repairs and still fly that vehicle, or if it's just going to be scrapped entirely. What is impressive is that they were able to quickly turn around and fly their Cygnus XL, their more enhanced version, more stretched version of Cygnus, in replacement for NG-22 that was damaged. Early this morning on Thursday, September 18th, Cygnus was able to rendezvous with the International Space Station, eventually being captured by the robotic arm, and a while later, about an hour later, being moved into position to berth with the International Space Station and lock all of its mechanical bolts. In any case, well done to everyone at NASA and Northrop Grumman for overcoming these minor issues crews and still successfully getting to the International Space Station. And I hope that this streak of luck ends very soon and that all the future flights will go well. I'm also wondering if there's going to be any additional flights of Cygnus on Falcon 9 before the Eclipse rocket and the next version of Antares comes online. They're hoping to do a flight sometime next year in 2026, but of course there could also be delays on that. There is a chance that they could still pull it off, and the mission after next might actually be launching on their own rocket. Well, sort of their own rocket. You know what I mean. Even after the end of the International Space Station, Northrop Grumman plans to use the Cygnus vehicle for commercial partnerships, at the very least with Voyager Space and the Starlab project. In any case, I'm just rambling about cargo vehicles now. Despite this close call, I am glad that they were able to overcome and still have a successful flight so far. There's still 6 months left in the mission, but hopefully this will be the last of the problems for this vehicle, and they'll be able to prevent problems in the future. Although just a cargo resupply flight with a minor problem, delaying it by a day to reach the station, having followed the development of these cargo resupply vehicles, I'm still interested in what happens with them, and I hope that you enjoyed this quick update as to what happened with Cygnus this week. Thank you very much for watching this video, and until the next time I see you guys, keep moving onwards and upwards, and don't forget, per aspera ad astra.